Joining me on the line, the newly signed Junior Tafa. Welcome, mate.
How's it going, man? How's it going?
Yeah, pretty good. Thanks for taking the time. I know you just finished lunch, which is always great when you're a heavyweight, yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
do you ever have to watch what you eat at all?
Never.
And what do you walking around at?
About 110 kilos.
Oh, okay, cool. So it's like, could you get to light heavyweight if you wanted to?
Yeah, I had fought light heavyweight last year. I debuted in light heavyweight, so that was the initial weight class of mine that I was going for. But I just had more opportunities at heavyweight, so I got
Yeah, because you're a little bit of a more slender build than your brother. Don't tell him I said that. But and was that the thing? Is that you think you could make a bigger splash with heavyweight?
No, I think if they call me at light heavyweight, I'll be there. If they call me at heavyweight, I'll be there. So I can go whatever weight class.
So it's not strategic at all. It's just kind of like whatever you want.
Yeah, it was not strategic. Really, it was like I had to go to light heavyweight because my brother was heavyweight. So it was like I don't ever want to get mixed in the rankings or get bashed by my brother. So that's why I'm dropping. And now he was contracted to UFC. I thought, I'll get back to heavyweight. And then now I'm back in the UFC.
Because you fought on a boxing undercard under Paul Gallen's, and you were 40 kilo. You fought a guy 40 kilos heavier. Does that impact as much in boxing as it does in MMA?
Yeah, for sure. Like, man, you're more durable if you got 40 kegs on someone else. Like, man, it's very hard to put someone down with 40 kegs on. So
could you feel the extra 40 kilos in those punches?
Yeah, for sure, man. He hit me one time. I was like, damn, is my leg still there?
It's like, even with guys like, Mark Hunt, Tai Tuivasa, who you sparred before. How do you feel getting in the ring with those guys?
Yeah, I'm just very confident. But like we kind of all come up at the same time. I just kind of was locked in with a contract for kickboxing in another organization, so I felt like I would have been in the MMA earlier, but I was just I signed a contract at 20 and I was just locked in. So
you're 26 now. When did you start? Was MMA the dream when you started, or was it kickboxing?
I was MMA. It was actually boxing. Like I love to box. I love boxing and the art of boxing itself. But when you see your older brothers do something, you just want to do it yourself. So they were kickboxing, and I thought, I'll do some kickboxing, and then they started. And then we joined Mark Hunt when we were younger. So
how'd you meet Mark Hunt?
We were kind of like, me and Justin were on the local scenes. We were kind of the best,
Yeah.
We're like two heavyweight brothers on the local scene, just kind of like whatever bout he was fighting for, I was fighting for other bout at the same. So like it kind of clashed. One of us had to go MMA, so he kind of.
Is that sort of like the Samoan culture type thing, like Samoan heritage culture? Like when you see guys around, you kind of gravitate towards each other?
Samoans for sure. Like, yeah, I think, I remember I fought in New Zealand also, and one of the best coaches come out of New Zealand, Lolo Himuli, he brought us into camp Thailand when Hunter fought Bigfoot Silva. So like we were there with like Carlos Olberg and Tai Tuivasa.
Oh wow!
So it was like, and no one had heard of us then. So it was like, well, we just knew we were different. We all knew we had the skill set to make it to the top. And as I look now, all my brothers are doing well. So it's good.
Yeah, it's really good to be a Tafa right now. Was there a specific point in your career where you went, hang on, like I can really do this. This can be a career. Was it a specific fight or a time in your training?
Yeah, I think when I got the call up from Mark. So.
And when was that?
When maybe 2015.
So you were 19, 20 years old.
Yeah, about 18, 19.
Jeez. And how long you been training for?
Since then, I've been fighting since then. It's like people can say it's early, but if you ask my name on the local scene, they all know who the baddest man is, and that's me, man. I've just been waiting. COVID has slowed me down, and No, yeah,
Well, it's funny because even as a heavyweight, like people might not know, like you're incredibly young. Like 26 is young as a fighter, but 26 is incredibly young as a heavyweight. Do
yeah.
you feel like kind of you want to get in now, go for the title, immediately become the best, or are you going to be quite patient now that you're signed?
No, man, I want to fight everyone. I hope to fight 5 times this year. I hope to, yeah. I'm really looking to just run through everyone. I want to take all the fights. So,
Now, you guys are obviously all known as knockout artists, not just your family, but like the extended family, your Mark Hunts, Tuivasas. People expect knockouts. How much effort do you put into the grappling side and the jiu-jitsu side? Because, I mean, that was the critique of Mark Hunt for many years, Tai Tuivasa.
yeah.
Do you put in that work when it comes to the grappling, or is it just trying to sprawl and brawl?
So it's like I said, I was introduced to Mark when I was like 18, 19. So he had the best grapplers he could find to help him with his camp. So we kind of introduced that grappling side. And but for me, I can grapple. I just rather punch you in the face. You know, if you it's the aim of the games. You don't pay me for overtime. I rather just punch you out, and then that's it. That's
Do you
it's like
do you enjoy it?
brawl and brawl. I haven't heard of that, but I kind of love that. You know, that sounds exactly like me, man. That sounds like my cup of tea, bro. Brawl and brawl.
And that's what I love about it is because it's almost like, as we call it, anti-grappling, which is like you want to get them
Yeah,
away so you can stand and bang, which is obviously what you love to do. Talk someone through who's never knocked out another human being, what it's like.
man. It's just like a hot butter through knife, knife through hot butter. You know, it's just the knockout's so swift, man. It's just yeah,
Man, that's crazy. And look,
yeah,
your whole family has been fighting, all your brothers. I read somewhere even that like your grandfather was one of the first Samoans ever to travel off the island for a fight. Is that true?
yeah. They had many cool stories about my grandpa being boxing and he was with his family too doing it exactly how me and my brothers do it, travel the world, fight other dudes. My grandpa was doing that too, and he was one of the first to go to other islands and compete. So it was good. Like a lot of history with fighting. It's so cool, man. Tougher gang to the world, baby.
And did I see that like the whole village like would walk to go just to watch that fight?
Yeah, it was like I heard a story where my grandpa, he heard his name get called on the radio that one of the fighters had pulled out and he traveled from New Zealand, and my grandpa walked with his village behind him and yeah, went there and beat him. So
Man, I
this
get,
is
I,
pretty cool, man.
I get that sort of stuff like gives you goosebumps. Can you talk the sort of the family culture behind fighting and what it means to have? I mean, you got your brother with you on the same card.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. It's like we're on the highest platform of fighting, and I do it alongside my brother. Like it's like it's beautiful actually. It's very beautiful, especially where me and my brothers we didn't have we had very humble beginnings, and it's like gratitude's really the first thing I feel every time we're like in another country, and it just gratitude I get to do it with my brothers. That's I can stand against anyone across anyone in any cage, any ring, knowing I have my brothers behind me. I'm unstoppable, man.
A- And how does it feel watching your brother fight before you fight? Has it happened before? Does it mess with you mentally at all?
Uh, no, we kind of make peace with we know what happens. There's a winner, there's a loser,
Yeah.
but we just know we go out there and fight hard. To us, the winning and losing don't mean really anything as long as we know we went out there and gave our best. And it's like, yeah, we're warriors, man. We really are warriors. So,
And now you fought pretty much all over the world. Where's your favorite place to fight? And is there a fight that sticks out for you in any of your combat disciplines that you go, man, that's the fight? Like, that's my favorite of all time.
um, I think this last one I had in Japan, they really, I feel personally, they wrote the narrative of the guy was a bad man, big bad man, Japanese guy, and because he had finished all his opponents, and I felt like they brought me in just for him to run over me or something. But yeah, they haven't met the real bad man, bro. And we're badder down under, so they had no clue.
Man, I mean, you won in 98 seconds, so
Yeah,
I think we know who the bad man is. And now that you've been brought in, I mean, like, yeah, you want to. People often go, "Oh, yeah, it's even." It's just like they're really well matched fights, but there's a certain level of like hype behind you where it feels like even the UFC want you to catch on. Obviously, still giving you tough fights, but can you
yeah,
feel that sort of push, that PR push?
yeah, for sure. I feel like I'm doing a lot more interviews than I should be. So nah, yeah, they signed me to Dana White Contender Series on no MMA fights. So then COVID happened, and then I just went, you know what, I'll just start fighting. So I've I made it to the number one heavyweight in the region. So when they come here for Perth, you know, they had no choice but call me.
Man,
So, yeah.
it's incredible. Do you feel like just hearing you talk? Do you feel unbeatable?
Uh, I know I'm beatable, but I don't know what that feeling is, but to feel unbeatable. I just know I can knock anyone out. Give me a fair square fight, I'll knock your blocks off. That's how it is. That's how I feel. I don't feel unbeatable. I just feel like I can knock your blocks off
I
at any
feel
given moment.
I feel like even if I gave you an unfair fight, like two of me's, you'd still win. Now, is there a dream fight out there, like a dream guy that you'd love to take on?
Um, yeah, I would like to fight for the heavyweight boxing title. So whoever's the heavyweight champion, when I win the title for the UFC, I would like to be a boxing world champion also. So yeah, whoever's the champion there, but definitely.
And who's been the most instrumental in your career? Who's motivated you the most, pulled you out of sort of like the dark times of the career?
Just my brothers, just seeing my brothers knowing it's man, I love my brothers so much. Tafa gang, baby. So
Well, that's the thing. The tougher gang is it's really really catching on. And I got your brother's take on it earlier, but what does the tougher gang mean to you?
it's just me and my family, it's me, my brothers, and a lot of my family, they're giants. They're like and there's no one shorter than 6 foot, man, 6'2". I have a cousin who's 6'9", man. They used to think we're big gangs walking around, so I just thought, tougher gangs. They're my blood brothers. We're like, oh, I don't know.
Now, at what point? Because this is a question I got to ask you. Like, just in the training room. I know it wouldn't happen in on the big show, but in the training room, you're the younger brother. Are you getting beat?
Man, I could never beat my older brother, bro. He's too smart, too strong. He's just man. My brother's a beast.
And
You know what?
yeah,
I have a younger brother coming up, and he's right behind me. There's no doubt you'll see him in the UFC soon, man. I'm telling you, my younger brother is a killer. He's a heavyweight, also 4-0 in kickboxing. He's a gun, man. He's next.
what's his name?
His name's Pati, Pati.
POTR. You know what? I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get an interview with him now. And so when he's in the UFC, you're gonna be like, I knew him beforehand. So I'm gonna
Nah,
team it
man.
up.
Yeah, 100%. He's a gun, bro. A lot of people know him too, just because he comes in with me and my brothers, and he does the hard sparring. He loves
How old
he
is he
loves
now?
the walls in the gym. He's 22.
Jeez, you guys are
Yeah.
scary. You came out of the womb fighting, didn't you? It's crazy. Now, mate.
But I got no sisters. I only have brothers. So it's like we must have been scrapping since since we were younger. Just yeah.
Well, I can only imagine that if you guys had a sister, she'd be a champion of the world too. Because I tell you what, look, as tough as, and I've said this before, but as tough as you guys are, Samoan women, mate, next level.
Oh man. my mom brought us into this world and taught us discipline. So Rick, she's a tough lady to have to deal with me and my brothers, man.
I love it. Mate, first of all, last of all, thanks for taking the time. But I got one last question before you go. I just wanted to ask you, after it's all said and done, how does Junior Tafa want to be remembered?
Just as a great champion.
You scare the shit out of me. There's just something. There's something about it, man. I can feel it, and I've never been more excited to see someone jump in the cage. I'll see you at UFC 284 in Perth, and I'm not gonna blink because it's gonna be over pretty quick.
For sure, brother. All right, thank you very much, man.
Thanks, brother.